Zeitz MOCAA was originally a grain silo built in the 1920s. It stands as quite a significant marker of our industrial history. But it was in 2011 the Waterfront took on the challenge of refurbishing the building from the grain silo into a museum of contemporary art. And it specifically looks at art of Africa and the diaspora. I think we very much live in a global reality, but there are specifics to a community, a culture, a locale that cannot be always replicated everywhere else. So I think it's important for communities and spaces to see themselves in these kinds of spaces, to be able to identify yourself, your community, your culture, and where you live. I think contemporary artists at the moment are holding all the conversations. We have William Kentridge exhibition at the moment, which very much points to a moment where art was used as a tool in transformation and thinking about a transformed South Africa. And I think contemporary artists at the moment are sifting through those questions of what does transformation look like. And some of them I think are very hopeful and some of them are discouraged, but I think there should be place for all of those things in the collective conversation. So the building, as I said, was a grain silo. They've definitely kept that structure and the heritage of the original building, but they've kind of created this addition of these white cube spaces. But I think there's a wonderful conversation within the white cube space and the kind of concrete shape of the building, as well as in the more public areas where you see very visibly the concrete. So there's this beautiful conversation between the past and the contemporary moment. African art is having a moment in terms of the contemporary context, but historically African art has been very well known or understood as being significant to a global history, a global humanity and society. And I think at the moment there are many platforms and spaces where artists are able to construct that reality, make that real and visible for people to see. South Africa has a very interesting history. We didn't have an official art curriculum, and so it's not a fundamental part of our society, and yet we see it proliferating everywhere. It's on our walls, it's in different galleries and museum spaces, it's in public art spaces, and I think it's important to foster that. The museum does have a strong educational program. We, at the moment, bring about 15,000 students through our doors every year, and it's important to foster that and develop a language around art. It has its own language, its own sense of connection and community with people, and I think it's important to develop and strengthen that.